because again, I do want to get into SVA, Satyaya, which is the full pronunciation of it, SVA Sport. I made sure I knew that too. You told me that we did an interview 3-4 years ago. Probably one of my first interviews that I ever did, and you were explaining that to me. There's you with the hat. Tremendous apparel line, by the way, too, if you want to head to the website. Love the Cubby Bear logo as well. But what kind of turned you on to the, the mental skills side of things, the meditation side of things as a player? Because being a professional athlete brings its own anxiety and nerves to it, and just in high pressure situations, making an error in the field and getting your head straight, and just everyday life. You being a dad, there's probably a ton of stress that comes with that. I'm speculating, I don't know, but you could probably attest to that. What kind of set your soul on fire when it came to that side of things?
Well, I didn't know that interview was 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
I
I'll tell
was
you what, man, you've really gotten good. You've really improved.
I know. I mean, I don't like looking back at those interviews, but yeah, that was freshman year in college. That was probably one of the first 5 interviews I ever did on this show. I think you were episode 16. This is episode 476, so we've come a long way since then. Thank you, sir.
Keep going. So back to the mental skills. Well, I mean, you look at my career. The first round draft pick. Probably number one high school prospect coming out in 1997. If you would have asked me when I was 18 years old, I would have told you, man, I'm going to go to the minor leagues for a year, maybe 2 years. And then I'm going to spend the rest of my career in the big leagues. And so, obviously it didn't happen that way. I spent 10 years in minor leagues, grinding, journeyman, a lot of failure. I tell kids now, in high school, I didn't fail. I didn't deal with failure. I mean, I hit 606 as a senior. That's no failure. So it was like the gift and the curse. And then you get in a pro ball, and all of a sudden you fail a lot. Okay, so how do you know how to deal with something that you've never done, right? You don't. So I had to learn a lot of things on just trial and error, and a lot of bus rides, and you just, I got to 2013 when I retired. I remember my last year was because of the PCL. I played in the PCL, and I just knew like I'll never go back to the PCL ever again. That ruined my career. Those 4:30 wake up calls, I couldn't do it. So, they said, we're not going to make the team, but we'd love to have you be a part of our organization, which was, a tremendous blessing, because I tell you what, that my last year playing, when you kind of know you're kind of at the end, and it's like, man, I didn't know what I was going to do. You start trying to think about these things. I had a family, so to be able to go into baseball, transition into baseball on the other side. The first year I did a little bit of everything. The second year, so we're gonna develop a mental skills program, and I'm like, oh, okay. If you'd asked me 10 years before that, if I was going to be doing mental skills, I probably would have laughed at you. So at that time, it worked out perfect, because I was doing this mindfulness and learning more about meditation and yoga just for myself, and man, just dealing with stuff that I was dealing with in my life. And as I got deeper in my practice, I started to understand how these things related to baseball, as far as being present, being in the zone. So many different benefits. But really, you talk about playing the game pitch to pitch, one pitch at a time. Well, the best way for us to become present is to become aware of our body or our breath. So check this out, Jack. I want you to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And then you're going to pause at the top. And then exhale back through your nose. And did that breath feel different than any breath that you've taken since we've been?
That was the best breath that I took all day long.
Well, see, yeah,
Hands
now
down.
you're judging the breath too. But yeah, absolutely. So imagine if we could focus on the baseball or focus on anything that we were doing, just like you focused on that breath that you just took. Right? That's a superpower. So this is a superpower that we have. We can develop this skill of being present, being in the moment. And like Joe Madden, he had a mantra back in 2016. I don't want you to be perfect. I want you to be present. Don't be perfect, be present. And the way to be present is to breathe.
Man. Yeah, calm is a superpower. That I think that's a great message as well as a great slogan for you guys with SVA. It was literally 2017 when you decided, what was it, a 2,200 hour course that you had to take?
Yeah, so yeah, I did my yoga teacher training. It was I think it was 2015, 2016. Um, Back in Phoenix, Arizona, with Yogi John, Modern Yoga. He was someone that I just, I really connected with, and I connected with him. I want to learn more yoga from this guy, and he's like a superstar because so many people were telling me about, you got to do what a Yogi John's class, you got to do one of his classes. So I finally got an opportunity to do one of his classes, and I knew right then I was like, I want to learn more yoga from him. He's a big baseball fan as well. He's a Diamondbacks fan. Unfortunately, he did become a Cubs fan in 2016 because he actually went to the World Series with me in 2016, and so but he's a diehard Diamondbacks fan. Have you heard of a diehard Diamondbacks fan?
Not one. And I live in Arizona.
Exactly.
They're not real.
So bless his heart. But yeah, great, awesome teacher. And I got deeper in my practice. I got my certification, and I really was passionate about teaching and carrying on this messages to other people because I knew how much it was helping me. And when I say helping me, to this day, I think the two most important things that we can empower our kids or any kids or anyone with is the ability to self-regulate and a growth mindset.
Man.
And that, the yoga and the meditation is a way to practice this self-regulation. And as we talk, I was telling you before about all the failure that I was going through in pro ball. You can fail 7 out of 10 times and you're still a great player. It's a lot of failures. So how you deal with that failure, and most importantly, it's not what happens to you, but it's how you respond to what happens to you, and that's all that matters. And so, this is just one way to give ourselves a choice and be intentional, and hopefully, the more things that we can do with a purpose, the better. And we just create this little space to give ourselves a choice to like, okay, I could go this way or this way. And I've definitely been close to both those ways before. So man, this is, I'd say, this is a lifesaver for me, for sure.